Hey guys, we've had a lot of high profile prospects on so far as we count down to the NHL Entry Draft. And our next guest was a high profile prospect once upon a time for the OHL Entry Draft back in 2007. And now, bit of a wild card. We don't actually know what's going to happen, but let's ask him now. We're joined by Colt Kennedy of the Kingston Frontenacs. Colt, you were playing some sports tonight, man. What were you doing?
Just with a few buddies out on a Tuesday night shinny thing we got going on. Is pretty decent.
Yeah, who won?
Definitely our team.
No, I thought you should have said you were not even keeping score, man.
No, there's always a little competition.
Yeah. This season for you in the Frontenacs was fun, I guess you could say. You kind of went from a middle-of-the-pack team in Barrie to one of the worst teams in the Canadian Major Junior with the Frontenacs. Did that kind of give you a lesson in how to deal with adversity?
Yeah, big time. The start of the year, I was on a team that was supposed to do pretty decent this year, and going to a lower-end team in the league, it's not one of those things you'd like to do every season, but it kind of puts things in perspective for you, what you need to start doing a little more. And, it was a good change. Definitely rounds you as a person from going from winning every once in a while. We beat Windsor 6-2. They're the Mem Cup champs. So to go into losing to a lot of teams every night. So it's good adversity. It kind of rounds you as a hockey player.
And, just kind of looking at how your OHL career has gone so far, it's interesting. Drafted 12th overall in the OHL priority selection in 2007. You go to Sarnia, kind of a nondescript team at the time. Also, you're behind some high-profile guys. You're traded in your rookie year to Barrie, and then the next year you're in Barrie again, and you get traded to Kingston, and you've played for 3 teams in 2 years. Do you feel like that might have hampered your development a bit?
Yeah, I think, in the first year when I played, when Stamkos was on my team, it kind of, obviously he'd overshadow anyone he plays with. He's a great guy, a great player, but I think what kind of made it more of a roller coaster was when I had broken my thumb and had some surgery done, and, it was kind of a slow rookie season, but I think this past year kind of, I came out of my shell when I got into Kingston, so it's been a roller coaster, but I mean everything's getting flat ironed out, so it's looking for the best.
So you feel like maybe for this your draft year, you could be a bit of a wild card if a team were to pick you. You think they could snag a gem in you?
Yeah, I'm like every kid would like to get drafted, but I've seen another route get taken in my roommate Brian Lashoff, who went to Detroit's camp and no one had expectations for him to get signed by him like he did. So, I mean, I'm not saying, if I don't get drafted, I'm definitely going to a camp and I'm definitely going to get signed, but there's always another route to where you'd like to get in life. And, if it means I don't get drafted and I have to go somewhere and try and get signed in a free agent camp, then, maybe that's what I got to do. But, this year, if someone did pick me up, maybe, could be that wild card, that sleeper pick, and that really shut up some critics.
Yeah. Well, let's have a little fun, because I have seen a mock draft that had you go in the 5th round, and it had you go into the Calgary Flames. Now this is completely pretend right now. I'm the GM of the Calgary Flames, and I say I've picked you. What do you say to me to kind of make me feel like I've made the right choice?
It's kind of hard to convince anyone off ice that you can go on ice and do whatever it is. So I think if you were to talk to a GM and they just picked you, you just gotta kind of let them know, out on that ice I'm going to give everything I can. If I was to get picked by Calgary, that'd be an unreal rivalry to go into with the Battle of Alberta there, and any team I'd be happy to go to. It didn't matter where, but to talk to a GM after they picked you and just reassure them that you weren't a flop or weren't a waste of a pick.
Okay. Well, here let's try a little something, because you didn't go to the draft combine, did you?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a couple of the questions that I heard were asked at the draft combine. You ready?
Yep.
All right. First of all, hi Colt. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
First question: how many wristwatches do you own?
Probably the only one from the U17 championship.
Cool. The answer to that didn't really matter, as Brian Burke put it. That one was actually from Berkey with the Leafs. This next one was kind of popular. You can only go on a date with one of the following three people. Who do you pick? Barack Obama, Maria Sharapova, or Sean Avery? And I mean, like, just have dinner with them.
I definitely go with Avery. I'm a huge fan of that guy. I love him.
Now, let's pretend like you don't get drafted. You mentioned you have some options. What are some of those options? Have you considered Europe, or maybe even trying the university route? There's been a craze with that lately.
Yeah, I mean, the school package that you get, definitely for any kid that's coming out of the OHL, I think they had, pretty sure 99% of the kids would take their money and go to school somewhere. But if some team would like to pick me up, then I'd definitely stay in North America. I wouldn't say last resort would be Europe, but I'd like to play where I grew up and where I watched everybody else play.
Well, one of your coaches last year said, and I quote, Colt Kennedy's one of the elite. His future looks very bright. That was Coach Williamson with the Barrie Colts, and hopefully that statement remains true, and good luck at the NHL Entry Draft, man. This is a Steve Dangle exclusive.